If you're looking for a bar in Washington, D.C. with good deals on drinks and food, a ton of events, a ton of TVs, Nellie's is your spot.
Yes, it is a sports bar, but it is probably the most fun and welcoming sports bar we've ever been to. So don't get freaked out just yet if sports aren't your thing.
Hi, I'm Phoebe.
And I'm Adam.
We're the couple behind In the Great Wide, and Nellie's Sports Bar is located on the historic U Street of Washington, D.C. Their tourism board says it was once truly the heart of Black culture in America, attracting locals and visitors for an unparalleled music and nightlife scene.
And now it's a funky neighborhood full of bars, restaurants, and clubs. It's where everybody in DC goes to party.
Yes. And Nellie's is a gay sports bar, which I don't think had ever seen before.
No, I've never been to a gay sports bar.
Yeah, but it was a ton of fun. We went to watch a Hawkeyes football game, which is
alma mater.
Yep. And when we walked in, we were distracted looking at all the TVs on the wall, trying to find the game we wanted to watch. So the host, who also ended up being our server, came up to us and asked us which game we wanted, and he said he would put it up on the big screen. Which
was confusing because there were like 20 TVs around. I mean, just lined everywhere, and none of them were big.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay. Looking around, we tried to figure it out, and then we heard this buzzing noise, and behind us, this projector screen just slowly lowered down.
It was great. We were looking, and then we just hear this.
Our server, Elon, was one of the most amazing people I've ever met. Like, he was so nice. Such a sweet man.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was really great.
They regularly host events at Nellie's, like watch parties for the Super Bowl or the Oscars. They host poker night, drag queen bingo, karaoke, trivia, board games, and even some dance parties with some DJs.
On the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, they do what they call Nellie's Drag Brunch, which is supposedly very popular. You have to buy a ticket in advance, so we didn't get to partake, but you get a show, an all-you-can-eat buffet, and one free mimosa or a free Bloody Mary.
Yep.
With your purchase of your ticket. It sounds super fun.
When we were at Nellie's, they had some crazy Halloween decorations up, which just really showed that they have a great sense of humor. Because Nellie's was actually named for the owner's great and great-great-grandmothers, who were both Nellies, which...
slang for a silly person.
For those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And these women were apparently socialites in Kansas, of all places.
It seemed like they were all about fun, which Nellie's, the bar, certainly has in spades. The bar is all about everyone being welcomed and encouraged to be themselves, which is very refreshing for a sports bar.
And they serve standard sports bar food like wings, burgers, and nachos, plus they have a full bar.
We opted to share a bucket of beer because we knew we were going to be there for a while watching the football game. But then we watched Elon hanging halfway out of the window out to the street, shouting at people to buy a $1 Jell-O shot.
I looked over and he was literally hanging by his waist, feet in the air, out the window.
Yeah, it just flat.
Being like, hey, do you want some Jell-O shots?
Of course, I'm a huge sucker for Jell-O shots, so I was like, yeah. As soon as he came by again, I was like, give me 2, please.
They were strong.
They were very strong, and they were great. And I do think that he did manage to sell some to some people walking by on the street. I don't know how legal that is in D.C., but it happened.
We're not trying to get anybody in trouble. We thought that it was awesome.
It was super great.
And I'm not really big on Jell-O shots, but I had one, you know, because you might as well embrace where you're at.
It's true. It's true. We had a surprisingly good time at Nellie's, and we're so glad that we just randomly ended up there. We only picked it because we wanted to go to a sports bar that had the Iowa game and had good deals on beer, and it was close to our hostel. But it turned out to be our favorite bar in D.C.
We had a really, really good time there. So when you're in Washington, D.C., check out this historic neighborhood and make sure that you spend an afternoon or a night hanging out at Nellie's. We loved this area of the city, and they made us feel so welcomed there, so we highly recommend it.
If you enjoyed this bar review, please like the video and consider subscribing to our channel. We review bars, breweries, distilleries, and all that fun stuff every week for Thirsty Thursdays, and sometimes we'll even throw in some cocktail recipes or other bartending skills that Phoebe has. So you can learn how to make your favorite drinks at home, too.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the Great Wide somewhere.